Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an advanced Dungeons and Dragons advice video on player satisfaction. And no, that's not meant to be dirty. I know what some of y'all are out there thinking, I'm just saying. I did a video recently wherein I talked about Dungeons and Dragons Beyond and how it's important to have players, D&D Beyond and that bullshit, and how it's important to have players create their own characters with paper and pencil with books. I also talked about how pre-generated characters should be avoided except in specific circumstances. They fill a void, I'm not saying they don't, and there is a place for them. And just watch that other video. I stand by that video, and it can be applied to any tabletop role-playing game. This video is an expansion on that video. Before I get into this, though, if you enjoy my content, it would really help me out if you could hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share my content on all of your social media platforms, and post a comment or two. Remember, I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. Friends can still disagree. And check me out over on Rumble for my political commentary and weekly current events. If you enjoy a good book, check out my author page on Amazon.com. My pen name is H.L. Anderson. You can find all of my books there, including the one pictured here, the tabletop role-playing game Outlaw Trails. This is it's a very basic game. It's designed for people who've never played tabletop role-playing games before. If you're a veteran of the tabletop games, role-playing games, then you can pick this book up and have hours and hours of fun playing with your family and friends. If you're brand new, you can pick this book up and just in a couple of hours, not only make a character and play, but actually run the game for your family and friends. That's what it's designed for. It's hours of fun. It's role-playing in the Old West. You get to go on cattle drives and get into barroom brawls and either rob banks or chase down bank robbers, outlaws, that kind of thing. Whatever you want to do. The game I'm currently running, the group is on an expedition to go find some lost gold. I do tons of videos about Outlaw Trails on my channel. Go check some of those out. You can get all kinds of different ideas. Okay, so here we go. Player satisfaction. I believe every player needs to be happy with the character they are running. This means the player needs to choose each and every aspect that they want for their character. Whenever there's any kind of option, the game master, the dungeon master, mission director, storyteller, whatever, depending on the game you're running, needs to explain every facet of every option to that player before the player makes the choice at that crossroads. The very last thing you as a game master wants to hear from a player is, "I didn't know that," or why didn't you tell me that?" or "But that's not what you said." Things like this breed an underlying lack of confidence in the game master. It behooves everyone for you to explain everything in minute detail. My wife and son get frustrated with me because I tend to over-explain every angle of every facet of everything I talk about. At the risk of sounding conceited, I developed this tendency helping people make up characters in complicated games. Games like Heroes Unlimited are very difficult for first-time players because there are so many options, and each option has dozens and dozens of angles, and each angle has dozens of permutations. If you want your players to understand their characters and be happy with the character that they created, you need to make sure you explain everything to them ad nauseum. Trustworthy players who are capable of making their own characters in complex games are pure gold. Cherish them because they do not come along every day. They do not grow on trees. I'm blessed with a number of players like this in my current situation, and they are amazing. One of the major keys to your players enjoying your game, regardless of what game you're running, is for them to understand what their player character is capable of and making sure that they are happy with the character that they are running. If they're not happy with it, then they're not going to have fun. And if they're not having fun, what's the point of them being there? You know what I'm saying? Your job as the game master is to make sure your players are having fun. If they're having fun in your game, you succeeded as the game master, whatever game you're running. Okay? Player characters don't, and I'm not saying kowtow to them and coddle them and like that. No, player character death in a game is viable, and it is a real risk, and it has to be there, because if a player's character dies, they have to make another one. But if there's no chance for their character to die, that thrill, that rush of excitement isn't there. What's the point of playing a game where you can't fail? You're just rolling dice and writing stuff down. That's it. You know? I mean, honestly, the chance of failure has to be there. So I'm not saying coddle your players. What I'm saying is your players have to have fun. And sometimes dying is fun in these games. I know that sounds stupid, but it is absolutely true. Right now, in my friend Chris's game, I am running a half-orc. He's kind of a cleric paladin mix. He's trying to be a paladin, but they're going on this important mission, and he may very well die doing it. The character would be happy to die if it would help him to fulfill the mission. If he died trying, he's good, because he did his best to uphold his oath. But if he succeeded without dying, that would be better. I mean, you know, but again, character death is a viable part of the game. If the character dies, then, you know, that's the way it is. I've had a lot of fun playing the character. I would make up a new one and join in the game later. But again, without that chance of death or failure, then what's the point of playing? Your players have to have fun playing in your game, and to do that, they have to have a character that they're happy with, that they're happy playing. And these games are designed for that. So, as the game master, mission director, storyteller, dungeon master, whatever the game is, and whatever the title, it is your job. Whoever's running the game has to make sure the players understand their characters. That's the main thing. If a player dies because they don't understand what their character can do, or they thought they were doing something different, that's especially if it's a new player, that is on the game master. Okay, that is their fault. Player satisfaction is important in any tabletop role-playing game. Anybody who tells you otherwise is a moron. So there you go. I hope this video helps. Again, I'm not trying to tell you how to run your game or how to play in your game. I'm trying to help you have more fun running your game or playing in your game. And if anybody has any comments, or any experienced players have any different ideas or different opinions, stick that in the comments. These are supposed to be instructional, and I'm okay with difference of opinion. All right? Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all.